Scoot back. That's obviously not my wife's side of the family. I have a do not resuscitate order. My wife asked me to carry that. Never tell your family you're worth more dead than alive. My son and I were watching television the other night, and you can tell when somebody's watching you out of the corner of your eye. And I looked over and I looked at him, and he had that look, that loving look, a little mist in his eyes. And you should cherish those moments. But I made a mistake, and I said, well, what are you thinking of? And he said, an in-ground pool. I read somewhere the other day that 50 is the new 30. Horse shit. At 30, I was ready to kick the world's ass. At 50, my doctor wants to snake a video camera. At 50, I'm eating rabbit food. At 30, I ate the entire damn rabbit. Deep fried. I find myself, at 30, I used to leave myself notes around the house all the time, like pick up beer. Remember to pick up your suit on Saturday. Now the notes I leave myself, your wife's name is Chris. On first. At 30, I had dreams of buying my dream car. At 50, I can't remember where I parked the day. I mean, you think about it. At age 30, spontaneous. A friend of mine called me up and said, let's go to Australia tonight. And I said, give me an hour. The other night I'm sitting at home, a friend of mine called me and he said, let's go to Walmart. And I said, tonight? I just sat down. I'll have to change. I mean, you think about that. When I was 30, I left the house. All I was worried about wearing was something that covered my ass, and I had a place for my keys. Now I hear myself saying, honey, where are those pants I like to wear to schnooks? I don't know. My wife is here. It's a wonderful year for us. This will be our 25th wedding anniversary. Women are clapping, going, damn, keep him. But I mean, it's a great thing, 25 years. It's an accomplishment because I've heard where 50% of marriages end in divorce. My uncle has been married 4 times. He said to me, he said, Joseph, that's why he called me at home, he called me Joseph. He said, Joseph, the next time I get the urge to get married, I'm going to find some woman I hate and buy her a house. The women here who have houses are laughing the loudest. My 100% Italian, first generation in this country, and I know what you're thinking. Cooking must be a special event at our house. You would be wrong. I married the first Italian that can't cook. I didn't find this out until after we were married. I walked into the kitchen and she was pouring sauce out of a jar. She tried to convince me that her mother's maiden name was Ragu. I wasn't buying it. I'll tell you how bad it is. At my house, we pray after we eat. The flies have made holes in the screen door trying to get out. But I've learned a lot from her. Seriously, 25 years. You first get married, guys. You know this, you walk into the house, you throw your stuff, you drop it on the floor, you go over, you set it on the table, which worked for me because the next time I wanted it, I knew where it was. I went back and picked it up off the table, I picked it up off the floor, but, you know, after I got married, I go to look for my stuff and it's gone. And I asked her, I said, well, where is it? And she says, well, I put it away. And so, you know, next time I go out and I look for it, and for 25 years, I've been looking for stuff. and I've come to the realization that away is this magical place like Narnia. Stuff goes there, it never comes back. I remember growing up, I came home from school one day. We had a basset hound. Her name was Tootsie, and she wasn't there. And I said to my father, and I said, well, where's Tootsie? He said, well, she went away. I feel better now because I know that Tootsie is somewhere, sitting on a beanbag chair, wearing my sweatpants with holes in the knees, listening to my Grateful Dead records, staring at a lava lamp. My parents, God bless them. You know, most parents want their kids to grow up and be doctors, lawyers, engineers. Mine was preparing me to be a contestant on The Price is Right. Dad, I need a new pair of shoes. Do you know how much that costs? Try to get away from the table and not clean my plate. My mother, do you know what groceries are? You know how much they cost? Try to borrow the car. Do you know what gas costs? What an oil change is? No matter how big or how small. I cut my finger. I'd go to my mother. Do you know how much a Band-Aid costs? I don't want to waste a Band-Aid, but here, she had something better than Band-Aids. How many here remember things like mercurochrome and iodine? Yes. Take out that little glass dropper, put a little spot on your cut, pop! It's like your hand was on fire. I'm not sure it worked, but the next time I got a cut, I sure as hell wasn't asking for a Band-Aid. My father, there, I go up to my father, you know, I had a cut. Father, look at it. That's not a cut. I'll tell you about a cut. One time I cut my finger, I walked to the hospital. Blood was pouring out, I caught it with a bucket. Got to the hospital, I gave the bucket to kids less fortunate than me that couldn't afford blood. Doctor fixed me, and on the way home I got 3 jobs and bought a car. It's my parents. My father called the other day. I told him I was doing something special for him. He and my mother. I said, you know, you've worked hard all your life. I'm going to get you a vacation. And he said, where is it? I said, it's a surprise. I just want you to get away. One thing for you before I leave. My grandfather, God rest his soul, only an 8th grade education, but he was a very insightful man. He said to me, he said, Joseph, love and respect everyone. Everyone is different. Everybody brings something different. Because if we were all alike, we'd all be after your grandmother.